We are so excited to be with you guys today. I will tell you, my hair's even excited. Yeah! But there is a little bit of sadness in our hearts because today we don't get to see your smiling faces, and we always love to see your smiling faces. So we're having to come to you virtually. So we hope that you're going to enjoy the show exactly where you're at. Now, I'm sure that if I was to ask everyone if you like to have fun, raise your hand, I'm sure everybody's hand would go up. And I'm pretty sure if I ask you how many like magic, everybody's hand would go up, if not both of their hands. So, since everybody likes to have fun and everybody likes magic, what do you say we let's all do a magic trick together? Say yes! I heard it! Yes! All right. Well, you know what? Guys, you're going to love this, moms and dads. You're even going to love this. All right. Now, here's the deal. Now, if you want this trick to work for you, and I know everybody wants the trick to work, if you want this trick to work for you, everybody has to start staring right here in the center of the disc. Do not take your eyes off the center of the disc if you want the trick to work for you. Don't look at my head. Don't look at my feet. Don't look at your neighbor. Don't look at mom or dad or sister or brother. You just stare directly in the center of the disc. Now, as you're staring, in just a moment, you're going to get the feeling like you're going through a tunnel. Now, if you feel like you're going through a tunnel, that's perfectly normal, and that means this trick is going to work for you. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to start counting down from 10 all the way down to 1. When I get to 1, I'll tell everybody what to do. Here we go, and do not look away. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, don't look away, we're almost there. 3, 2, 1, look at my head. And you guys just did a magic trick. Go ahead, give yourself a big round of applause. Yeah. They don't call me Big Head for nothing. All right, well, I tell you what, before we get too far into this magical experience we're getting ready to take, we want to take just a quick second, introduce ourselves. For those of you who don't know, and tell you who we are. My name is Chris.
My name is Neal, and together we make up the rock star magic of Chris and Neal.
And we are so excited to be with you guys today.
Are you guys excited?
Yes.
I can feel the energy. What about you?
I can feel it too. I can feel it. And you know what? With this kind of energy we're feeling with you guys, what do you say?
Let's get this party started.
Let's do it. I want to tell you guys a little story. It's a true story, and it's a story about me. When I was 14 years old, my mom and dad took me and my younger two brothers on a vacation up to the Tennessee mountains to a little tiny town called Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Well, it was there at the age of 14 that I went inside to my first magic shop. And boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it was there at the age of 14 years old I saw my first magic trick. I had never seen magic before. Not at my school, my church, my library, at a birthday party. I had never even seen magic on TV. So you can imagine what it was like when I went inside. Well, the magician, he was behind this counter, and he took out a little black stick. And as he performed that little miracle, my eyes just stared in wonder, because for the first time in my life, I had seen magic. Well, then he did something very unusual that most magicians never do. When he finished the trick, he handed it out to me to look at. And I thought, I'm going to figure this out. And I took that little black stick, and I turned it, and I rubbed it, and I flipped it, and I pressed the stones. But I couldn't get the magic to happen. Boys and girls, it was right there. As I was holding that little black stick with those 6 different colored stones on it, it was right then I knew what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a magician. And look what I'm doing today. You see, that little black stick made such an impression on my life till I never go anywhere without it. This goes in my pocket everywhere I go. Because you see, every time I take this out and I perform it, maybe for the lady at the front desk at the hotel where we're staying, or maybe the server when I go out to eat. But every time I perform this, it always takes me back to where my journey first began. And it always reminds me that dreams really do come true. I want to encourage everyone, young and old alike. If you have a dream, you keep dreaming that dream. Don't be afraid to dream big. I dreamt big. And whatever you do, don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. Because if you can dream it, you can achieve it. I'd like to perform the very first illusion I ever learned. I've performed this in every show that I've ever done for over 25 years. It's called The Mystery of the Floating Ball. And I hope you guys enjoy it. You know, we've seen some fun magic, we've seen some impossible magic, but now we want to show you some crazy magic. This trick will literally keep your head spinning. Check it out.
I'd like to share with you all something special. You see, everywhere I go, I carry with me an invisible bucket. And I'd like to show that to you now. I have it right over here. This here is my invisible bucket. And in a moment, I'm going to make my invisible bucket visible so you can see exactly what it looks like. I know what you're thinking though, because I did say I carry this with me everywhere I go. And I actually carry it inside of my pocket. In my other pants, I have much larger pockets. All right, here we go. I'm going to show you the invisible bucket. 1, 2, 3. And the invisible bucket becomes visible. Oh, I got to tell you something though. It is empty. Everybody say empty. Fantastic. Oh, I got to tell you something really special. You see, everywhere I go, I carry my invisible bucket with me. And guess what? Everywhere you go, you carry an invisible bucket with you as well. And each day throughout the day, you have countless opportunities to do and say nice and kind things to those that you do life with, the people that are right at your side. And each time you put someone else ahead of yourself, each time you look out for someone else's needs, you help your sister with the laundry, or you help your mom with the dishes. Each time you do something nice and kind, guess what? You are filling someone else's bucket. It's a really cool thing. Let me show you how it works. Here's my bucket. He's actually smiling at you. Pretty neat, huh? And guess what? That makes you feel special. And at the same time as it makes you feel special, my bucket and I begin to feel special as well. And guess what? Magically, my bucket begins to fill just like yours. It's the neatest thing. So as I was saying, when you look out for other people, you are able to fill their bucket. And as their bucket fills up, your bucket fills up too. When you wake up in the morning, you might give mom a big hug and tell her how kind she is and how much you value and appreciate her. and that's going to really fill Mom's bucket. Oh, I've got another good one for you. Perhaps you run and grab Dad and say, Dad, I love you. And when you do or say something simple like that, you have no idea how your words of encouragement truly shape and mold the lives and the hearts of the people that you do life with each and every day. So you can become an absolute rock star bucket filler every day of your life and everywhere you go. It's such a neat thing to be able to look out for other people and to put others ahead of yourself. When you do this on a daily basis, I firmly believe that your heart will be transformed just as my own heart has been as I have pursued looking out for others, serving in my home, and serving those around me as well as the community. So I want you to take every opportunity you have, children. This is my challenge to you, to be a bucket filler. And whatever you do, make sure you speak words of hope and life and joy. You don't want to be a bucket dipper. A dipper is someone who steals from other people's bucket by saying or doing mean things. All right, guys, that's our message today. Hope you loved it. You guys are incredible. Go be a bucket filler. The extraordinary thing about magic is it makes the impossible possible. So as you watch this next illusion, expect the unexpected. You guys are going to love this.
You know, I've been doing magic a long time, and one of the things that I have noticed is sometimes it's the more simple little tricks that are the most baffling. It's those simple tricks that's the most confusing at the end. Well, I'm going to prove to you what I'm talking about. Now, after I do this, I'm going to be the coolest magician you know because at the end, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. Now, some of you may already figure this out, and that's fine. That's fine. Some of you may not. But like I said, if you did not figure it out, I'm going to tell you how I did it, all right? But you got to promise not to tell anybody. I'm telling you because you're special, all right? So, what I'm going to simply do, I'm going to paint a white silk with magic. Now, before I do that, obviously, I have to have a white silk. So I have a white silk right here in my hat. Just like this. And I'm going to paint the white silk with magic. Check it out. I just simply stuff it in my fist like this. And then I take my magic wand, I wave it over my hand, tap it once, and as if by magic, It's painted red. Cool, right? I know. I pull and I push. Pull, push, pull, push, pull, push until every bit of the silk is painted red. Yes! Cool, right? Yes. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. I know what you're thinking. Gosh, his hair looks good. But no, I'm going to tell you what I did. I cheated. Hey, I get paid to cheat. All right? I cheated. Yes, I had 2 silks. Some of you knew that already, didn't you? That's okay. That's okay. Some of you may not have known. But here's what I did, and I'm going to tell you the secret, exactly what I did. Before the show, I set this up, all right? Now, I actually took just the white silk, and I just put it in my hat like that right there. Then I took the red silk, and I just stuffed it in my fist like this right here. Now, I stuffed it by the point first, so before I stuffed it all in, I kind of wanted to make sure that it was going to come out point first. So I kind of pull a little bit out to make sure it's going to come out by the point. I didn't want it to come out by the flat part. That just wouldn't look good. So when I realized it was going to come out correctly, I just stuffed the rest back in just like that, took the rest of it, stuffed it in my fist just like that. And now I'm ready to do the trick. So as I was talking with you, I kind of was talking and I held my hands in a natural position because at this point, you didn't know I had something in my hand already. Now I'm ready to do the trick. So I just explained, I'm going to paint a white silk with magic. So I reached in my hat, my top hat, and I pulled out the white silk, and I slid it through my hands a couple times, and then I stuffed it in my fist on top of the red one, exactly. I stuck it on top of the red one, and then I reached in my hat, my top hat, and took out my magic wand, which really is not a magic wand. It's a piece of plastic. You guys will believe anything. Yes. And I said, and as if by magic, and I tapped it once. Again, this doesn't do anything because it's not real. And I tapped it once, and I said, and as if by magic, and I said it like that because it just makes the trick sound really cool. And then what I did is I reached underneath, and sure enough, I pulled out the red one. Now, there's 2 things that I have to make sure I'm very careful of that I don't do. The first one is I've got to make sure that I don't separate the 2 silks, because if I separate the 2 silks, then the trick is ruined, and everybody already knew now that I have 2 silks. So I have to be careful not to separate the 2 silks. So I pull and I push and I pull and I push and I pull and push. And again, it doesn't matter, boys and girls, it doesn't matter how many times I use this wand. It's not real. It doesn't work. So then I take my wand again and I wave it over my hand again. It doesn't matter. But the other thing I have to be very careful of that I don't do is I can't leave this in my hand very long. Because if I do, the magic quits working. And then I end up with only half of a painted silk.
Excellent. I have something pretty cool to share with you all. We're so thankful that you are again joining us for this program today. I've asked Diana if she would please join us up here on stage for a special illusion. Before we get started though, say hi. Excellent. I want to tell you all first a little bit about my night last night. You see, I had a pretty rough and restless night. I tossed and turned all night long. No matter what I did, I couldn't quite get to sleep. I had this one thought that was pulsing and pounding my mind all hours of the night. Finally, about 3:15 this morning, I had enough. I was miserable. I rolled out of bed and I grabbed a sketch pad that was sitting on my nightstand. And I began to draw out a picture on that pad of the one thought that was pounding in my mind all hours of the night. From that moment on, I slept remarkably well. And Diana, I've brought that sketch pad with us here today for this program. In addition to that sketch pad, I've brought one other important thing, and I believe that contained within the pages of that pad is actually a premonition, or a glimpse into the future of an event that has yet to occur, but that will in a couple of moments. Care to find out? Excellent. And as I said, I brought one other important item with me, and that is a deck of playing cards. Are you familiar with playing cards? Fantastic. That is a relief because we were going to do the trick regardless. Now, Diana, in just a moment, I'm going to shuffle through these cards like so. At any time, you will simply say stop. And wherever you stop me at, that card and exactly that card is going to become Diana's card. Are you ready? Excellent. You're then going to hold that card up for everyone at home to see. Sound good? Perfect. Here we go. Say stop anytime. Excellent. Grab that card if you don't mind. Excellent. Hold that up nice and high so the camera can see. Give them a good view of that card. I'm going to place the rest of the cards inside this box. And once you're done, if you just hold that towards your chest and say, I'm good. Perfect. Now, Diana, I also brought that sketch pad with me that I told you about, that I drew that picture in the middle of the night. And I believe on the first page of this pad is a picture of your card. Are you ready to see? Excellent. How about a drum roll back at home? Drum roll from everybody. Oh, excellent. I can hear that. I can hear that. A little bit louder, a little bit louder. And ta-da. A picture of Diana's card. Pretty good trick, right? You like that? So, not so. I'm going to have to work a little bit harder to win her over. That's okay. You see, Diana, when I drew this picture last night, I actually drew one card sticking up from the pack just a shade. If you look a little bit closer, you may notice in this picture, there's one card right here sticking up just a shade. And I am proud to inform you, Diana, that this card right there is indeed your chosen card. It's a pretty good trick, isn't it? You're not impressed, are you? I've seen that look before. She's being kind. She said, just not yet. But Diana, if you watch close, and I do mean close, it may actually appear as if your card is coming alive. Watch this right here. Your card coming to life. Diana, for the very first time, was your chosen card the Six of Spades? Absolutely, and we have this for you to take home as your very own souvenir. Diana and the Six of Spades, thank you so much for joining us today and helping us out.
You know, a famous magician by the name of Rick Thomas once said that the size of the stage doesn't matter. What matters is how you use the stage. Introducing the smallest stage in the world. Be prepared to witness the fastest trick in the world. Just one thing. Don't blink. Now comes one of my favorite times in the show where I'm going to teach you right there how to do a magic trick. It's things that you've got right there at your home. All right? I'm going to do the trick first, then I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and what you're going to need to do this trick as well. What I'm doing, I've got a fork, a kitchen fork. I'm going to lay the fork, and I also I have a cloth napkin. I'm going to lay the fork on top of the napkin, just like that. Then I'm going to roll up the fork in the napkin, just like this, just like that. Then I'm going to unroll the napkin and look at that. It changes into a spoon. That was pretty cool, right? You changed a fork into a spoon. Now I'm going to teach you how to do it. Here's the 3 things you need. You need a spoon. You need either a paper towel or a linen napkin. Ask Mom if maybe she has one of those. Or maybe a hand towel. But you need that. And then you need... Here's how it works. I changed the fork into the spoon. You could change the spoon into the fork. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. You're the magician, you're in control. But I chose to change a fork into a spoon. So what I did before that you didn't see is I had the spoon right there, and I laid the napkin on top of it, just like that. Now I'm ready to do the trick. So what I did is I took the fork and laid it right beside the spoon. The spoon is under the cloth, and I laid the fork right beside the spoon. All right? And then I started rolling from the back to the front towards you. I rolled the fork around, or I rolled the cloth around the fork, but I picked up the spoon. So I'm rolling the spoon underneath. At the same time, I'm rolling the fork. Now, you're going to get right there. Now, here's where the magic happens. You have to flip it over and then just pull it apart, just like that. And now you've changed the fork into the spoon. But in reality, the fork is right there. All right? So we're going to do this one more time real quick for you. You need a spoon, fork, and a paper towel or a cloth napkin or a dish towel or whatever. You put the spoon there before anybody sees it. You lay the cloth over that. Now you're ready to do the trick. Again, you take the fork, lay it in front of the spoon. Nobody knows the spoon's under there. Put the fork right there. Then you start rolling the fork and the spoon together, just like this. And then you just keep turning it. You grab that part of the cloth and you just pull. And there you have it. You've changed the fork into the spoon. We hope you guys enjoyed that, and we really want you, if you enjoyed it, man, show your friends. But listen, always do this first in front of mom or dad, because they'll be your best fan, and they'll tell you whether or not they see something they shouldn't have seen. Never do this without practice. Now, right now, Neal is going to come up, and he's going to tell you guys how you can learn a little bit more about magic.
Excellent. You know, just because it's summer, don't let your reading skills drop off. If your library is open, boys and girls, we want to challenge you, if possible, to visit your local library with your safety in mind, of course, and check out a magic book or a book on any topic that excites you, that invigorates you, that really gets you going in the morning. For me, that's always been books about magic. Right here, I have one of literally hundreds of books you can often find in public libraries. This one is called Kids Magic Secrets. This teaches you dozens of impossible illusions you can perform with items right there inside of your home. So please, children, be sure to visit the library. Support the hard work that the librarians are doing all throughout the year to help make sure that you can learn and grow and excel to new heights. We have saved the largest illusion of the entire show for the grand finale, and I know you guys are going to absolutely love it. Chris and I have asked the lovely Evelyn to please join us up here on stage. Oh, fantastic. Let's hear it for Evelyn, even from home. Look at this superstar pose she has. Let's put our hands together. Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Let me hear you. Oh, I think I can hear the crowd clapping. I can hear them. Are you excited, Evelyn? Yeah. Fantastic. Well, let's hit it.